Let's hear from Jude.
I think if the question is asked, it's because generally in society we get to find that the more educated a woman is, the more difficult it is for her to get married, for example. And the reasons that are advanced that women who are highly educated, who are high profile, have problems with submission.
Okay, can I ask a question so when you're answering you just answer with that? Okay, could the problem also be that some men just get intimidated? I mean, with the lady's success, and then they get to see it as arrogance.
I was coming to that.
Okay, thank you.
Because you see, men generally want to be in command, like they're very authoritative, and it's like no man wants to get married to another man. A man wants to get married to a woman that, like, listens to him, and he doesn't want to be like, he doesn't want that woman who say, I really don't think your money is doing anything to me, I don't even need it. It means the woman is too independent to be a wife. That's when a man feels that the woman is too independent than dependent. Some people have a problem with that. But we were not made to be independent. We were made to be dependent. Humans, we are mankind. We are dependent on God. We are even dependent on one another. We need one another, the relationship of one another, to be able to accomplish a God's given purpose. So when we begin to look and some people think that no, a woman is too independent. Sorry, the men have a problem with that, and usually, of course, the women that will be turning towards independence are surely those that maybe will not ask for money for breakfast in the morning or money for makeup, or because she can fend and fend for herself. I think that. So usually the men think that when things are like that, the woman is not submissive. She can get everything she wants, and she doesn't really need the man. That it brings friction in the relationship and times even to the home, because the very high profile ladies, like you've said before, they're used to people listening to them and all of that. And usually, if you're not very careful, you can be tempted to, when maybe your husband doing you like, but I cannot just buy this. You need to come to my understanding. Now it gets to the question, okay, who needs to understand who in the marriage or in the relationship? Is it the man that needs to understand the woman, or the woman that needs to understand the man? It's a wide door, and we can talk on that. But generally, observation policy is the very educated women find it difficult getting married because men just shy away. And in most cases, even when they do get married, if the woman was really a high-profile woman as compared to the man gets complex and creates a problem in the marriage. I even have a situation like that at hand, and it's not very easy to handle because of the complexity. And usually it's even difficult for the man to accept that, I am complex.
Then I actually think the men should have a bigger problem to solve. Because, excuse me, I'm not talking because I'm a lady, but I'm saying I think the men should have a bigger problem to solve. Because if you somehow feel threatened by my success, then I don't think it's just a sign that I'm sorry, you're not up to standard. Because if my success somehow threatens you, it means that okay, you're not up to the task. You cannot challenge me. That's how I look at it.
Well, you see, those really words are very important. The way we place them.
Exactly.
You see, the women really, I believe, need to work more on themselves. Because when we look at in the Christian milieu, for example, okay, the Bible says the woman should submit to the man. Well, I've always asked myself, but why does the Bible say the woman should submit to the man? Okay, now I think maybe because women maybe somehow have a problem with submission, and it goes the same way. The Bible asks the man to love the wife. So why does the Bible say the man should love the wife? Maybe men really have problems really loving their wife, with love, So all of that, we must put them in context, and I think that women really need to work a lot on themselves, because we're emerging from a society where women felt suppressed, and now they're getting more educated, and when a man wants to say something like, but you want to take me back to, that era of suppression, I am not going to get there. Sometimes it's not even what the man, not even where the man is heading, but just because the women somehow also are complex, because they think that they're called to or they're being regarded as the lesser ones. But that is, I don't think that's the case. I think that men do the love and the respect the wives. Anyway, when I'm talking about the Christian men, many do, and the now high-profile women really need to work on themselves. When you look at the cases of divorce, why a high-profile man divorced with a wife, most at times, for example, it was because the woman thought that she was very high placed, and she did not see herself maybe doing some very elementary things. For example, the man might just, not every day, but just one morning that, okay, the wife should be the one to do his breakfast. And like, no, I don't have that time. I have files in the office to treat, and
okay.
I can add something. I think it's anyway. The question is, PhD ladies or high-profile ladies find it difficult to submit. I would agree with that. Okay, I would agree with that. I will not make it a law. Okay, it's like they say, all men are dogs. So you wouldn't make that a law. Yeah, there are things like that. There are things like that in the world and things like that. I won't make it a law, but when you look at the tendencies of the natural man to keep women against society. So, if you look at the tendencies of high-profile ladies, I'm not talking in the context of the church or Christianity. I'm just saying there is that superiority complex. I even know ladies who say that they cannot marry somebody who is less successful than them, that they will not submit. That means they really tell you that all those brothers are not in my level, people are not on my list, because I will not submit. I've heard people say that. And I'm coming. So I think the problem is deeper than just personal achievements. Okay. Submission is a hard attitude. Because let's not confuse. There's submission, there's obedience. Obedience is an action. You want me to cook you breakfast, I can make you breakfast every day. If that's what you want, I can make it breakfast. But in my heart, I'm not submitted. Submission is a hard attitude. You can obey without submitting. You cannot submit without obeying. Okay, you can obey. I can do everything the husband wants. But in my heart, I'm not submitted. But once I've submitted, I will do what he wants automatically. It flows. So I think the problem is really an inner transformation first. Because even if you say, I cannot marry a brother more successful than you. You can marry him, he's more successful than you today, and tomorrow you're more successful than him. What happens?
I'm married.
What happens? So I think it's a hard attitude. The lady has to work on herself. The man has responsibility, but you are talking about the lady, so I won't diverge to the man. But in this context, I think the lady should work on herself. It's a hard attitude, okay, which you adopt and you say, I'm going to submit to this man, I'm going to love this man, I'm going to respect this man, irrespective of, my accomplishments and so on. When I'm in my office, they call me boss, that's office. When I'm home, I'm a wife, and I want to submit to this man. It's first of all a hard attitude. Now, when you're submissive and truly submissive, there are some things even that you thought that those actions are what are going to prove your submissiveness. Your husband will even waive them for you because he will know that you're submissive. Let's take the example of breakfast. Like, if you understand that your job is very demanding, but truly in your heart you're submissive, he won't view the not making breakfast for him as rebellion. Because in your heart and attitude, he sees the submission. So, because at times you are trying to define things by actions, like, okay, make a list, what do you think is submissive for you? I do this and that. And then if I do all those things, you can do all those things, and the husband still feels you're a rebel. And you'll be like, what do you want from me? Because it's not just that. It's not just the actions. It's the attitude which the actions may or may not accompany the attitude, but it begins from the heart. So, such ladies, in addition, as you're mounting in success, you also have to, how can I say, develop your heart attitude towards submission. Because if you go antagonistically, you're going to crash. And this is not just, it's true, I'm talking about the context of marriage, but even other things. If the more you go up, your ego also goes up. It's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
Okay, so as a lady, as you're going on, let your heart attitude towards submission also enlarge, and eventually, there'll be no clash when you're in your marital home.
Thank you very much. Paul, would you like to add something to that?
I agree with what Dr. Siwe what Joseph just said. Maybe for the aspect that talks about, action, I can't really not just get it out of the picture, because somehow you cannot continue to do actions, that prove submissiveness without really being, doing it repeatedly. You can do it 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, but if you must do it like all the time, even if it's not really something that is, I believe if it's not really coming from the heart, it will not last. Okay, so somehow it's also like a barometer to measure really some of those things. I also think that, sometimes men too help the ladies in being insubmissive. Because you see, maybe some men, they are proven, maybe by their actions over time, that maybe their decisions are not always wise, so it becomes difficult for the lady to trust them to the level that they can really just follow them, even blindly. So I think that really the man somehow who is with a high-profile lady also has a lot to do to really make a lady trust him, because it's difficult. Really, I will understand a lady who is not submissive to a man who is always taking decisions and who really always wants to have things done his way. Okay, and who always takes the lady to the wrong direction. They always crash. It will be difficult to really expect total submission from that kind of lady. Okay, which I think I will understand. So really, it's difficult to really handle the problem just from one direction, like just focusing on the lady. But I agree perfectly that it's a kind of attitude, it's something that you should try to work on. But you see, if they push you to the wall, you will be forced to respond. Yeah, so that's really what I have to say.